This is the first episode of the Facial Recognition Comedy Podcast. I'm Pallavi Gunalan.
And I'm Fizaa Dosani.
I'm Zahra Ali.
And we're really excited to have a podcast for our brand, which was started because we kept getting mixed up for each other because people can't tell brown female comedians apart.
Yeah, in the comedy community, everyone would always confuse each other, all of us for each other. And it got really frustrating. So you guys remember, there was a specific incident at Next Stage Theater, and and I got so pissed that I made the facial recognition guide.
Yeah, it was like a guide for everyone in LA to tell us apart with our names and our pictures.
For the comedy community.
It was a meme. It was a meme that basically went viral from coast to coast because there's other comedians in other cities that we don't even know that we visit for the first time. They're like, oh, you're one of the facial recognition girls. Like, oh, okay, you know. You still don't know which one I am, but you know.
I've literally
your guide.
I've held the guide up next to my face and people called me Aparna. And I was like, yeah, book me.
People have literally come up to me and like, hey, Fizaa, that was a great meme you guys did. Oh, shit. And I'm like, I'm not Fizaa, but thank you. I'll let her know.
Someone just called Fizaa Zahra like walking down the street.
Seriously?
2 minutes ago.
Oh, but she knew I was me.
She knows. She knows.
Okay. As a joke.
She did a thing. No, not as a joke. It just,
it just slipped out.
But
it's like when parents call their kids the other kids' names.
My mom will go through all of my siblings before getting to me.
My mom would go through extended family. I was like,
how many siblings do you have?
One.
Oh, that's it. That's why.
At least she didn't call me the pet's name.
What's the pet's name?
His name was Tiger. Rest in peace, Tiger. Anyways,
was it a cat?
It was a dog. It didn't make
Why'd
sense.
you name
It
your
took
dog?
me 10 years to find out that wasn't a normal name for a dog.
Who named it Tiger?
My older brother.
Okay. Are you smarter than him?
Oh, no.
I'm just wondering.
They're both doctors.
Ah, man. Of course they are. Of course they are.
I'm not a doctor yet. Okay, wait. Let's get back into what we'll go.
We got off on a tangent.
This is going to happen a lot.
Are we still talking about our intro?
Oh, yeah.
So facial recognition comedy started out as this meme that Fizaa made when she got frustrated that we all got confused for each other. And then people said, that lineup looks dope when they saw the meme. And Fizaa was like, we should make a show out of this.
Well, it's funny because I actually, after I made it, I didn't send it to anyone for 2 months because I was so pissed when I made it. It was funny, but I didn't know if it was going to, so I just randomly, did I send it to you? Or
I think you sent it to all of us or something. We were talking about it one night.
No, she just posted it and I was like honored to be included.
I think I reached out to some people and I was like, is this cool?
Yeah.
I think Sonia, I think we were talking about it. There was an open mic at the Mel's Diner off Hollywood and Highland and we were talking about it and you're like, I'm just going to create a meme. I'm like, you should. Someone should. And you did it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then she posted it and then it went viral and then everybody was like, you should do a show. And then we did a show. And that was mostly Fizaa and Zahra produced that one, but then I kind of jumped in. I jumped in during the show.
Yeah,
you helped.
We needed you too. She clearly saw that we needed help. And he's like, let me help you. And we're like, yes, please.
I just really like the idea. And then, so the three of us have been producing shows as facial recognition comedy since then. And so our first show was at Soundbox. Our second show was at the Lyric Hyperion. Our third show was a sold out show at SF Sketchfest.
Yeah.
And now we have a residency at Westside Comedy Theater on the second Sunday of every month at 9 p.m.
Which is right around the corner from the 3rd Street Promenade. So you should come next time.
And our next one is May 13th at 9 p.m.
Yeah. Oh, because this will be out by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Yeah, we have so many different ideas for this group, but mostly we're just really excited because working together has helped us get better and find more opportunities and support each other more. And it's just fun. I remember watching the first show, I was like, oh, we're all these South Asian female lady comedians and just watching everyone's takes on maybe similar subjects, but they're completely different angles and completely different styles and energies was so awesome.
Yes, because we are not the same person.
Oh my God.
It's revolutionary.
Yes, we're totally different people with different opinions and different experiences and different personalities.
Yeah, there can be diversity within one demographic, right? We're not all the...
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're doing this. We're the same person.
Yeah, we're just we're
This is
trying.
redundant.
We're
Just the
trying
three
to
of us.
battle. We're trying to battle Hollywood on this concept that there's only one, and they only do one token brown girl or one token brown dude in every like hit TV show or movie.
Honestly, like I was scrolling through like Netflix or HBO or whatever, and I was looking at it, and just like this sounds hella racist, but just looking at just like all white cast, I was like so bored, and that's why like things like Insecure and like Aziz's show and like and Mindy's show, like they're all like it's so refreshing to see not the whitewashed cast. Like it's so viscerally refreshing to see something different.
Yeah, and I think that's partially why Insecure and Master of None are doing really well, because it's real from a perspective that you normally don't get to see in Hollywood.
It's needed. I watched Master of None and watched like that immigrant episode and watched them speak Tamil, which is my family's language, which like they don't even in colleges when you look for like Indian languages that people speak, it's all Hindi. And so like the fact that our particular language was spoken in that show that was really popular, I was like, my dad tells me to go away like that in Tamil. It was relatable.
How do you guys feel about that? So like Aziz, for a long time, he did not want to do any of the Indian roles. Like he purposely didn't do any of the accents. He didn't want to take on like that Indian guy role, and he didn't. And then all of a sudden, when it comes time for Master of None during this time of the Trumpocalypse, he's like, okay, now I want to talk about my family and my experience and like expose this part of my identity. And I find that kind of timely. So, like, was he waiting for it to be a strategic time to do this?
I don't know if he did it, but I feel like his roles were, he had this joke about how his previous 3 roles were like Tom, whatever, like American named dudes. But I think a lot of actors, like, they don't want to like make a mockery out of, like, they don't want to play the cartoon. So that's probably what he wasn't. I don't know his intentions, but that's probably what he wasn't giving into. And then when it was his project, like he got to talk about it. I don't know if he could have talked about it more in his stand-up earlier. Well, like that's something I'm doing, but
I don't think he wanted to be identified as that, since there really weren't many of them. So it's easy to be pigeonholed into that. And now I think it is a piece of him. It is a big part of his culture, his upbringing. So he'd have to bring it up.
He's like coming back to it as an adult.
I mean, it was a strategic, smart move. But I mean, a part of me being from a South Asian household and all of that, and having that identity, and like really, like I'm boxed in. We're all boxed in it, no matter whether we want to accept it or not. So it would have been helpful to have someone out there aside from Russell Peters, like say, like, hey, this is normal, and I'm happy to do this, but I'm also all these other things. I feel with Aziz, he tried for so long to say, hey, no, I'm not this. And, oh, yeah, by the way, it's cool now to be this, so I'm going to be this. And by the way, I don't want to talk about my cousin Harris, but here's my parents. Like it's just, I feel like he flipped a switch real quick when the political environment was like, okay, it's time for you to do this.
It kind of feels, so I don't know about the timing thing, but it kind of feels like like when you rebel against your parents and you're like, I don't want to be any of these things. I'm this other thing. And then later you're like, wait, those things are kind of cool too.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that, where he's like, I'm like not this Indian, I'm not going to do the accent. I'm not this Indian stereotype.
But I can understand where he was coming from, not wanting to be pigeonholed and defined by something that's superficial. Because
especially since he has such a big personality outside of that, it's like he's like, I'm the suit guy, I'm the suit guy with the large animations, like.
But eventually, as he grows in his career, it's natural to talk about all the pieces of yourself
once you have control of the narrative.
Yeah,
I don't know. Zahra's face is indicating she does not give him that much credit.
I don't know. I don't think it was like a fortuitous thing. I think I give him more credit of being like more shrewd and smart. So I think it was more strategic.
What do you think about Hassan Minhaj then?
I love him, but he's married.
No, that's how everyone feels. No, but he was able to talk about his background and stuff in his special, and he's always been like an advocate. He's
always talked about that, and I think that's why I respect him more, because he's more true to what his real self is.
Okay.
As opposed to Aziz, where I feel like he hid a large part of his identity.
I mean, do you think that stems from an insecurity though?
Absolutely.
Was it a strategic, conscious choice?
I mean, you heard about the claw. Like this guy was like hiding his big parts of his personality for a long time.
He's not going to tell people he gives women the claw.
No, but like he comes off as this sweet person. He wrote a whole book called Modern Romance, you know, kind of like siding with, hey, I side with you women and I get where you're coming from and, you know, all of that. And then what do? You kind of like, you become the douche, you like inside behind closed doors, you are the douchebag that you were, you know, protecting us from in your book. So
that description. So reading that article about how Aziz like treated that woman on that date, it just felt like a bunch of dudes that I've been on dates with where they're just completely unaware, but not necessarily malicious.
I don't think he's completely unaware because he had been in a long-term relationship. He knows how to treat women. It seems like he's from a good household. You know, I think
no, man. Something
his behavior. I mean, he's 34, 35 years old. I don't buy that.
What gets to you? Is it like a hypocrisy?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he was just fake. That's how I feel about it. There, I said it. It's not like Aziz is ever going to get a brown girl to open for him anyway. You know, so there, I said it. And I'm not mad about it.
We're here on this podcast to burn bridges with brown people. No, I'm kidding.
But Hassan, please love me back.
Oh my God, we love you, Hassan. Hassan. Okay, what else do we want to... Do we have any check-ins? I feel like we talked about Aziz for a while.
I'm sorry.
It's cool. No, that's
my thing.
Hot topic.
Yeah. Also, I do want to tell everyone I'm not Aziz Ansari's sister or cousin or any of that. Because I got that too a lot.
None of us are Mindy.
Yeah.
None of us work at a 7-Eleven. Although, has this happened to you where you like walk into a 7-Eleven or just like, okay, this is basically anytime there's like a brown person on the street, they give you that head nod of like, oh, like I'm also brown.
So you need to acknowledge each other, make eye contact, and it's like, okay, I see you.
I used to, my parents used to do that. They used to be like, oh, there's like Indian people there. And I'd be like, look, Mom, white people. I'd be like, look at all these other people everywhere. And that's happened in like, that's like a weird thing that has happened in like a 7-Eleven where it's like, it's a person of South Asian background and then I'm with a white friend and like they're looking to connect.
Yeah.
And then I feel weird about it because I'm like, I don't know you. And then my white friend's just like observing this whole thing.
I just want lottery tickets.
I hate lottery tickets.
No, I mean, I don't really.
Do you guys gamble?
Hypothetical situation when he's trying to connect.
Yeah, I'll play roulette or blackjack. Or whatever, but it's not.
No,
I mean, I'm really like conscious of how I spend money, so I don't try to like get into a hole of gambling.
Yeah, I just feel like it's throwing away my money.
I've never had an interest in gambling.
Cool.
It's fun. It's random.
Fun. I like doing math when I'm, in not like in a completely conscious state. So if I can do it, it's like, oh, okay, I'm smart.
Drunk math.
Yeah,
it's the
fun.
ultimate test.
It's fun.
It's like we should do that, like drunk math, like drunk history.
It's fun. It's fun.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do that as like we could do like a drinking game challenge one night for this podcast.
That would be fun.
And then
you're an engineer. What level of math are you going to put in front of us?
I know.
Let's take bets, guys.
I'm not doing trigonometry in my head. Like, don't ask me to find the cosine of something without my TI 93 or whatever the shit is.
I thought your boyfriends asked you to find the cosine of something. That's whatever jokes.
If anyone wants to go see my stand-up, it's online somewhere.
Wait, let's go into... Okay, hold on. Okay. So I'm Pallavi. I am currently in a biomedical engineering PhD program. I started comedy a year and 8 months ago, stand-up. I always loved it. I absorbed everything. And then my ex did improv, and I met all these stand-ups through him. And I was like, I got to do stand-up. And that's how I started when I moved to LA. And Zahra... What's your job and background?
We're transitioning to me. So by day, I am a management consultant. By night, I'm a stand-up comedian. And I feel like I wear a lot of other hats too. But I've been doing stand-up for 4-ish years. I was dabbling in New York. And then 3 years ago, I moved out here to LA. And I feel like if I had gotten deeper into comedy or if I had the time to, I may have stayed in New York because it's like a very strong scene. But I'm liking LA. I recently found love out here, which is impossible.
Yay.
So that's been exciting.
Hopeless place.
Yeah, I found love in a hopeless place. Thanks, Rihanna. I don't know. It's I like the comedy like keeps me really busy. The day job keeps me really busy, but also because I got to pay bills.
Yeah.
And once in a while, I find time for a personal life.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a personal life? I feel like I don't have a personal life.
I have a trash fire of a personal life. Does that count? If it's just constantly burning down, does that count as a personal life? Okay, this is the thing. So the PhD program and comedy are very time consuming, and anytime outside of that, I'm like, I got family and friends that I care about. And so like seeking a partner or whatever is so time consuming and like just crap, like a crapshoot that I just don't feel like the motivation to go do it. But if something stumbles into me, I'm like, you're there.
So the convenience is appealing.
It's convenient, but it's also like I didn't date like all of last year, so it wasn't just anybody.
There has to be chemistry.
Yeah, I think I like have a better standard for like a connection at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait.
Well, let's do Fizaa's introduction,
Yeah,
then we get
Fizaa.
into dating.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Fizaa, who are you?
I am. I'm a lot of things, but where do you start?
You've always wanted to do stand up and
Yeah.
entertainment.
Oh yeah, like the first time I did stand up was when I was 16. My mom signed me up for an Indian Association of Southwest Florida talent show. And I was so pissed that I roasted her the entire time.
That's so funny.
And I won.
Nice.
That's awesome.
There was a violin involved. I don't remember how I think in the middle of my set, I just picked up the violin and just made up a song on the spot, just going in on her.
Did you have the whole thing? Did you know how to play violin?
No, it was purposefully bad. It was it was very avant-garde. But
How did she feel about you winning at roasting her?
she didn't give a shit that I roasted her because I won.
That's so funny.
That was a reflection on her, yeah.
Classic parenting.
So this
move.
is all your mom's fault, is basically what you're saying.
I think what it was is I saw a Robin Williams special on Comedy Central, and he was just like, he was definitely coked up, but I didn't realize it at the time. But I just loved how uninhibited he was, and that struck me. And just growing up in an environment where you feel really sort of constrained, boxed in, controlled, that was appealing to me.
Oh my God, I see it now. I see the Robin Williams in her.
Yeah.
When she's on stage, I'm like, what? Like she was reminding, like you could tell who's people, like when you see stand-ups, you could kind of tell who their influences are. And it just took me till this moment when Fizaa said, yeah, I saw Robin Williams set on Comedy Central, and then I did a set for the first time. I'm like, oh yeah, I see Robin Williams in you.
Yeah.
When you're on stage.
You're very like in the moment.
Yeah.
Wait, who is your influence?
Well, growing up, Joan Rivers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
This is all making more sense.
Yeah, Joan Rivers. My mom's a huge Joan Rivers fan. Russell Peters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pablo Francisco a little bit.
That's cool.
I have to shout out Chris Rock because in high school he was
of course.
He was that was my first comedy album I purchased, Bigger and Blacker.
Nice. Wait, who do you think I am influenced by? If you were to guess. I don't even know for sure.
I don't know. I think you're newer, so it's harder to tell. And you're so smart. You're so fucking smart on stage. It's annoying because I always wanted to be smart, but anyway, that's
People
a different
told
thing.
me that
you were smart in Florida.
Sure, I was smart in Florida.
Okay, so Zahra is from Jersey, and then she went to Florida for a year, and she was like ahead of the students.
Yeah,
so she was like smarter there.
Yeah, I was like student of the month or student of the week like every time, and then we moved back to Jersey. And then I started third grade, and I was like one of the dumber people in class. And then it took me a long time to catch up. But no, I think you like remind me of Aparna.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Like your delivery and the way that you go about like constructing your jokes.
And the way you look. No, I'm just kidding.
No, definitely. No, not the way you look, because I'm pretty sure you're a foot taller than Aparna. But
I mean, that doesn't stop people from comparing.
No.
I know. No, it doesn't. No.
I think the biggest influence, I watched Russell and stuff, but I think I watched a lot of Comedy Central, but the Chappelle Show was like a huge influence on me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that comes out in any way, but I really love him. So Zahra's from Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Fizaa's from Florida.
I'm a product of public school in Florida.
I'm a product of public school in Utah.
So we all went to public school. Good to know, because your parents didn't want to send us to private school or didn't want to spend the money to send us to private school.
See, I don't know if this makes sense, but they put all the the gifted programs in the hood for us. They bus us out to the hood.
Dude, I had to go. The inner city public high school is the one I had to go to for the International Baccalaureate program.
I was an IB too.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So we were all in the gifted programs. Okay, this makes sense. This is why we all have a very strong work ethic.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of strong work ethic, we were up till you threw in the towel at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I had to go to bed at 3 a.m. because we met up at 5:30 at my place, had our meeting for 4 hours.
We have regular meetings that involve a lot of chai and food and also a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yesterday we worked for like 4 hours straight.
We did.
On facial recognition stuff.
We did. And then I had a show, you girls left. And then I caught up with you guys on our messenger after, and you guys were still going strong at like 2 a.m., 1 a.m.
5 a.m.
Okay, I have a thing. I
had to turn off my notifications at 1 a.m.
It was getting obnoxious.
I think it should be totally fair to send messages in the middle of the night because that's when I work. And why do people think that I'm trying to like fuck or something? I'm not. I'm trying to book you for a show completely platonically, and that's just when I want to get shit done.
People are trying to sleep, okay? This is LA.
Turn off your phone.
It's LA. I need beauty sleep.
I don't care. You're a morning person. I'm a night person.
I'm definitely not a morning person.
Other people are morning people.
I'm not.
But I work at night also.
Yeah, I feel the
night.
most awake at like 3 a.m. And I've done like the 9 to 5, like having to get up for like an extended period of time on like the other schedule. Felt terrible.
It's oppressive.
Felt dumb.
Yeah.
Like I could not handle it.
I used to have one of those jobs, and I used to hope that I got into a car accident on my way to work. Not like a fatal one or anything, but like one where I'd have a legitimate excuse not to.
Or like falling sick.
I have that thought at least once or twice a week. I'm like, how bad would it be if I got into a little fender bender right here and I didn't have to go to work today? And then I think about all the math, and then I'm like, it's not worth it.
And plus, you probably still have to go to work.
I know. I'm tired, man. I mean, I'm doing part of my set now, but like, I'm just tired.
Yeah, I think we're all tired.
Like you guys were up late, but like, it's like I work 50 hours a week, my day job, and then at night we're doing stand up, and then we're also doing these like, projects.
So you're fucking welcome, listeners.
Yeah, but it's so many people that, like we look up to, like Will Ferrell and Kevin Nealon, some of these other like comics that have made it. They're just like, cast a wide net, throw as many darts on the board as you can. And that's kind of like what we're all doing, just kind of hoping, praying that something works.
Yeah, we have to develop a million skill sets.
Yeah.
These are all different muscles.
Yeah,
Stand
absolutely.
up, acting, writing.
Yeah.
There's
producing, podcasts, radio, all of that.
Yeah, it's interesting because as creatives, like, I didn't come here to become a producer, but it just happened.
Yeah. Yeah, when you start doing stand-up, you develop this producing skill, and hopefully it flourishes. But
I don't want to do all this shit. I just want to be on stage.
Same here, but like,
I know
it's part of it. I don't think people realize how hard it is to get stage time, that you have to create your own stage time and create your own content.
But what's interesting, like, I love facial recognition comedy, and
Me
being passionate about it doesn't feel like work.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
it's fun hanging out with you guys.
We always have fun together.
Yeah.
There's not many things I would stay up till 5 a.m. doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe some dick, but
Oh, even
back
that,
to the
I don't know.
relationship.
I don't know about
I had
that.
to throw that in.
Definitely not
It's
till
not.
5
I
a.m.
mean, it's not happening.
Zahra's tired. She has a headache. She's
I'm
tired.
tired. I'm just.
It's because she
tired.
loves to party. That's
Zahra,
what it is.
okay, can we talk about how Zahra loves to party? She really does. We joke about it. We're like, oh, she loves to party, but she really does. She like goes to the bar. She goes. Do you go clubbing ever?
I stopped going clubbing
50-hour work week.
regularly. No, I like in my 20s I did, and now I'm kind of actually no, I'm 26 still.
Zahra's 26, which means I'm 13. No, I'm kidding.
Stop it! No,
I'm
stop.
kidding.
And I'm 42.
Rude, so rude. Whatever. No, I think I was working really hard, like when I should have been partying. And now, like, I work hard, but I somehow, like, I manage to have time sometimes, and I don't get invited to things because people are like, oh, she's probably working, or she's tired and doesn't want to work. So then I don't get invited, and then I feel bad.
She does get invited, and then she's like, I like to party too.
I know, but whatever.
I have this theory that, like, you only have, like, I'm going to try and turn this into a bit, but, like, I feel like you only have a finite amount of hoeing you can do in your life. And, like, a lot of my friends that hoed in high school got babies from it, and then they had to settle down. But I didn't hoe in high school, so now it's my hoe time, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to waste all that good pussy.
You should be hoeing
Boys.
around. Now is your time to hoe around.
Yeah,
you should do
but
it.
I feel like, like if you hoe around too early, you like waste all that pussy. But
You
like,
should hoe around with the right guys, though. And that's the hard
can't
thing to
tell.
do.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell who's the right guy and who's the wrong guy. In my opinion, they're all wrong guys.
Oh, she has
But,
standards for me.
But you're in a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, he's cool. No, the reason why I left New York is because I was like defeated, because I was in my fifth circle of friends, because everyone just kept settling down and moving into the suburbs and getting knocked up and shit. And it was just a lot of pressure. And yeah, I just like got up and left and came out here. I was like single there, because guys there are douchebags. They have money, but they're douchebags. And then I moved out here, and guys here are douchebags. They're pretty, but they have no money.
Yeah.
So I was single for like 5-6 years.
But you were like dating and stuff.
Yeah. I was like on and off the apps and stuff, and I was trying to date. But when you're like deep in comedy and you're starting out, like you don't have time.
Dude, I'm so glad I started comedy single, and it was like my thing, and I got to do whatever I wanted. I made my own schedule.
Yeah.
I don't understand people who like start comedy when they're in a relationship. I've seen a lot of those fall apart.
Yeah, it's very hard. So when I like stumbled across this dude, like we just somehow figured out how to make it work.
Scheduling
is really hard.
So key. Like that's the thing that annoys me the most about dating dudes. It's like, listen, I'm not trying to marry you. I'm trying to schedule around like my events. Like that's why I want to plan ahead for things. It's not like for crazy shit in the future.
We're all just in long distance relationships in the same city.
Yeah.
You definitely are in a long distance relationship in the same city. You don't want to talk about that?
I mean, I'm not, and I'm single.
We're both single.
I mean, I am single.
I feel
You're either married or you're single, right?
no one.
I'm single.
No one is 100% single. It's like it's always complicated, or there's always someone that you like.
No,
it may not be mutual.
Yeah, you can like people.
All of last year, I was like single.
But I mean, there's, there are
people you were crushing on.
There was one person I was like kind of crushing on, but that ended like halfway through the year. And then for the other 6 months, I was like fully single, like not even liking. Everybody's trash.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah, I was single for like 2 years, my first 2 years out here in LA.
God damn.
Yeah.
I love being single though.
I started liking it, and then I started traveling alone and, doing things on my own.
Yeah.
And then once I got comfortable, this dude came out of nowhere.
That's how I feel. I'm like, I'm like, before I was like super clingy in like not super clingy. I was like medium clingy in relationships, but I expected all this stuff and I like wanted to be with a person all the time. And now I'm just like, I need my space and my time and like all of this like personal experiences.
I've just never had that dream of like, I want to get married and have a wedding and have kids. Like that's just never been that's just never been a desire of mine.
I think when I was little, I wanted that. And then like when I was like when I was really little, like younger than like 8 or something. And then like as I like grew up and saw different relationships and stuff around me, I was like, oh no. I don't want this.
I mean, I always thought I was going to live, if I did get married, I was going to live next door to my husband while we're married. I need space. I need my autonomy.
You need a whole house.
I need my identity. I don't want an enmeshed identity. I don't want to lose myself in someone.
Okay, people who make joint Facebook accounts, the fuck is wrong with you?
That's real?
Yeah, I have friends that do that. They make joint Facebook accounts once they get married, and it's like
they don't want people sliding in those DMs.
Right? Like, yeah, where is the trust? Like,
that's
also,
weird.
Yeah, it's like there's no identity. It makes me.
That's my biggest nightmare.
I straight up said that's weird to someone who did that, and they don't talk to me anymore.
Fucking solve that problem.
I'm like, what?
You struck a nerve.
Weird. It is weird.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you solved the problem of having to be Facebook friends with them.
This is true.
Did she unfriend you?
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
Good. She saved you the trouble.
And then she was like, yeah, but when was the last time you were in a relationship? And I'm like, yeah, good point.
Well, she's acting like that's the end all be all goal.
I don't know. I mean, at a certain point, like, I don't know if your friends did this, but like my friends were all on a mission. Like by the time they turned 30, they're like, all right, we're going to have this. We're going to finish our masters. We're going to find the guy. We're going to get married. We're going to knock out 2 kids by the time we're 35. Like all of that.
I feel that motivation for my career. I'm like, and personal growth. I'm like, I have all these projects I want to work on. I have school. I want to get that done. I like want to be better at interpersonal skills. Like I really think that's like a skill set you work on. And like, I'm in therapy for that and shit, you know? So those are like all things, but I haven't felt like any timeline for like
maybe it's like because I have a group of besties. They're all like brown girls of some South Asian descent, and a lot of our parents are very similar. Where like they all promoted this like idea of financial independence and education and all of that. So like everybody is on point when it comes to their careers and academically. But then they also were like, all right, now it's time for you to have kids and you should do this and you should do that. So these are all like amazing women that have great careers and, you know, they're all on their first or second kid or whatever. But that's like because they followed this path that like that society had put in front of them. Like they're like these strong, independent, amazing Indian American women, you know, and they're also great moms and they're also great, you know, and then they're also drinking a bottle of wine by themselves on a Friday night because it's like so much pressure.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that jump is weird. We're like I think we talked about this on Andrea's podcast a bit about how like our families are like career, education, like focus on that. And then there's a jump of like, okay, why aren't you having babies already?
Like suddenly.
Yeah. Like a real sudden jump around the age of 26.
I mean, my mom still brings up, she's like, remember when you were 26, you said, or I think just to get her to shut up in my early 20s, she's like, what age do you think you'll get married? And I was like, 26, because that seemed like far away enough. And then 26 came and went. And now she still is like, remember that time you said you'd get married by 26? Like I made a verbal oath to her.
Do you think our kids, like if we have kids, they're going to get like rebellious and then just like become Republicans? Like they're going to like get married, have kids, and then become like the most conservative, just stray away from us?
I mean, the pendulum always swings.
Right?
I don't know.
I
don't think there's going to be Republicans by the time our kids are old enough.
Is there going to be an Earth?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. My mom made a profile for me on Shadi.com.
No!
Yeah.
Wait, sorry.
But she gave me a different name.
Okay, Shadi.com is a arranged marriage website.
Yeah, Shadi means wedding in Hindi or Urdu, and so Shadi.com. Yeah, so
that happened to my cousin.
So she did it under a different name, and it was mostly to soothe her own anxiety because it didn't have my picture. The bio was completely written in her own words. It wasn't me, and I don't even remember the password. I wish to God I had the password and I could see that now.
When did you find this? Or like, how did you even figure it out?
I knew she was doing it.
Oh.
It was literally just to soothe her own anxiety.
So did you check this profile at all?
No,
or?
she did.
I wonder if it's just a bunch of dudes hitting you up for a green card or something.
I mean, my picture wasn't up. And there was some
But does it say
bio.
you're American? Because I think that's all they need.
Probably.
Yeah.
Damn.
That happened to my cousin. Like,
I signed her up for Grindr, by the way.
You signed your mom up for Grindr?
Yeah, I mean.
That's so funny.
Tit for tat.
Fizaa roasting her mom is my favorite new topic.
I love my mom, man.
I would love to see you and your mom together.
We need that podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so dope if my mom came on.
Yeah.
Let's have Auntie on the podcast.
She's so private.
Auntie the
She'd ask us to, but she's so interesting. My mom's so interesting.
What's your mom's name?
Ghazala.
Ghazala Auntie. Let's have her on.
I would love that.
I'd love to talk to her.
Mommy.
I love talking to aunties. I feel like they have wisdom. So I don't know if your mom does this, but my mom is so much nicer to all my friends.
Oh my God.
My mom is like...
She like trusts all my friends more than she trusts me. I'm like, you raised me. Why do you think they're more responsible?
Right? I don't know. I feel like my parents are so much more charming to everybody that's not in our house.
Yeah, I think that's kind of natural.
Because they feel like you guys have to love them.
Yeah.
I guess so.
You're always kind of shittier, like verbally to the people you love the most. I don't know.
I know. I'm just shitty to everybody.
That's why I kind of like when we have family get-togethers.
Everyone.
I kind of hope for like a guest to come because there's that buffer. They'll be on their best behavior.
Yeah, it's true.
So come over next time I have a family.
No,
thing.
actually, whenever I used to bring friends over, my mom would just tell them how bad of a daughter I am. Like, she would just be like, she never does this or this, and she always does this wrong, just in front, like, joking, but, like, being serious at the same time. It was just, like, but it wasn't even, like, a roast. Like, it was just, like, this is a list of her bad qualities, and then my friends were just caught in the middle, like, ha, cool, and, like, my mom wouldn't leave us alone.
Was she venting?
I guess, yeah. She just, like, was telling them all the bad things about me.
Oh, my God.
Because they're hoping they'll fix it? Was she hoping your friends would like fix whatever's wrong with you?
I don't know. I think she was just shaming me.
Yeah, maybe she didn't think you'd flip out in front of your friends.
Yeah, but she does that normally anyways. Like all of that information comes out anyway.
Yeah.
But like, but so then I just stopped. I would leave home and do like, that's the reason I have acquired a number of skills is because I would go to like clubs and like dance and all this stuff to get out of my house and then be around friends. But I like by the time senior year rolled around, like I never invited anyone over, and I like rarely I went out, but like not as much as I used to because like she would throw a big fit and stuff. It was wild.
God, past 8 p.m., my mom would call me every half hour.
You had a phone?
It was a Razor.
Nice.
A pink Razor phone. Do you remember that?
I had a Razor.
Young
My-
Buck.
My brother gave me his like old phone when I was like we got phones when I started driving, but we didn't get to use them that much. But like I got his old phone like right before I started driving, but I left it in my bio class like the same day. My parents never let me forget it because I literally like left it on the table, walked away, and walked back, and it was gone because I went to an inner city public high school.
That's what happens.
Yeah, and then my parents still to this day won't let me forget it. They'll be like, "Remember when you lost that phone?"
Oh my God, it was so long ago.
I know.
I had bangs when I was in the 4th grade. My mom won't let me forget that. She wants me to have bangs again because she thought they looked so good.
Oh,
Try it. I'd be curious to see how it looks.
Did you see the kind of bangs that she put on me? It looked like a helmet.
Oh yeah, I had that too.
I had that too.
I definitely
I had the mushroom cut.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think
What
it's a
is
rite of
it?
passage.
Okay.
Yeah, something about that black thick hair. Like they go through every single haircut.
Mop top.
Did you guys have your head shaved after you were
Yep.
born?
Yes.
It's
Yep.
a cultural thing. I didn't.
You didn't ever?
My siblings did, but they didn't do it to me.
Weird.
They thought I had nice hair.
Oh, weird. So they shave your head like when you're like 1 or 2 or something because they believe like the hair from the womb, even though they cut it, shouldn't be like continue to grow or whatever. It's a rite of passage. But my dad, the guy who shaved my dad's head when my dad was a child, shaved our heads when we were children, and he was like basically blind. And he
What? They took you kids back to India to get your head shaved?
not for that.
Oh, okay.
He was basically blind. At least he wasn't circumcising you.
No, I know. No, that's what I'm saying. He had a razor, and there were these pictures where I'm like, it's hard. I guess the video will catch it, but he starts out at the front of my head, and I'm just like curious, and he slowly moves back, and I'm like not liking it, and then by the time it's like at the back of my head, I'm like visibly crying, and he like cut our heads. And
Oh my
stuff. And my
God.
mom was still like pissed at my dad for like letting him do that, and then he put like this like salve on it that just made it burn more. So just like we were just bald and scarred and crying children. Anyways,
Yeah, because these are real professionals that are handling your children in the third world. I don't understand that. There's so many of these like old wives' tales, and some of them work. Some of like the herbal stuff, the herbal concoctions, I feel may work, but there's a lot of this other bullshit that I'm like, why are we still holding on to this when medicine tells us otherwise?
Yeah, everybody does that. Like here, there are crystals in astrology, so like, I
guess.
what are like everybody has that in every culture.
I guess. By the way, if you're a Sagittarius, I hate you.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh shit!
I'm kidding.
I know nothing about that.
I don't know anything about anything.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's a Sagittarius you hate?
No one.
Fizaa,
No
it's
one.
not real.
I was joking. Actually, my dad's a Gemini, and I notoriously don't get along with any Gemini. Maybe because of my daddy issues. I don't know, but
Oh, you know who else is a Gemini?
Oh my God, can we? I hate this. I'm like, I fucking hate
wait, who else is a Gemini?
I know a Gemini you like. Richard?
Richard. Oh, Richard's nice.
Yeah, he's dope.
He's.
I think he's a Gemini.
Wait,
I don't know.
Richard Sarvate?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shout out
out.
to Richard Sarvate. I hate all the astrology stuff.
Space
it.
knows.
What?
Space knows.
What? I didn't ask you to repeat it.
What?
Yeah, like
Oh, you're
the
talking about space.
Yeah.
Knows
I still don't
about
get
just
it.
everything.
I mean, it's a sort of a fun
Okay.
thing.
You know, you
If
think
you're
that-
not going to be science-based, you stay the fuck out of it.
Wait, hold on. You're
I
saying
love science.
You're saying
I
that
love science too.
stars and constellation can tell us what our personality types are? I don't know about that. Like
No.
that's essentially what astrology is supposed to
Yeah,
be, right?
it's been disproven by science. Can we just, okay, if you are into astrology and crystals, can I just ask you to please redirect your efforts into science so we can vaccinate people and save their lives?
I agree.
I'm like, I don't know. I think all this stuff is fine if it like comforts you because like you got astrology, you got religion, I got Batman. Like, like we all have our things that aren't like benefiting society but make us happy and like give us like ease on our mental health issues. But like this like anti-vaxxer bullshit and like all like anytime it's used to like hurt people, I'm just like so like viscerally angry about it.
Or how about, hey, society, don't listen to a Playboy Playmate tell you not to vaccinate your children. Because it causes autism when it doesn't.
Okay.
I have to go back and say I like rocks.
Oh, God.
What?
I like rocks.
Fucking study geology.
I studied geology too.
Okay, great.
I had a book when I was in second grade.
That doesn't count.
Rocks are dope.
You think rocks have healing power? Is that it?
I didn't say that. I just said rocks are dope.
You like rocks.
I think everything has. I think we all.
I like turtle.
Look. I have a whole.
I like shoes. I mean,
look. That's a whole other podcast.
Oh, you both like shoes. Why has every ex I've ever dated had more shoes than I have?
Maybe you need to like shoes.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, what else? What other weird beliefs do we have?
I believe in ghosts.
No.
I swear.
No.
Yeah.
You don't believe in a
What is wrong? Okay,
The moon moves the oceans. You don't think it affects your 80% water or whatever.
No. Okay, no. None of this is happening right now. None of this makes sense.
We're revealing too much about each other right now. Pallavi is like,
I believe in ghosts.
I'm losing my mind.
losing her mind.
I believe in disembodied consciousness.
Oh my God.
I believe in spirits.
Hey, look. But see, I don't know how you're shitting all over rocks. And you're shitting all over ghosts. Or you're shitting all over stars.
You can't shit on
ghosts.
astrology. You can't shit on astrology and believe in ghosts, Zahra. That I will give you.
Sometimes you can feel the ghosts.
I believe in ghosts.
Do you ever feel spirits?
No, that's your neurons
Pallavi,
going off. That's your physical body.
Everything. This isn't real. This isn't real.
Maybe
Nothing's real.
in a simulation.
We're not real. We're just all in a matrix right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
simulation.
I talk to dead people too.
You do?
I do.
See, I talk to them in my dreams. I've definitely had dreams where I'm talking to my dead grandma.
I'm glad you feel special, but that's not reality. And we all need to face the harsh truths.
She just wants to feel special too.
Okay, fine. I'm crazy. I get it.
I can't. Fizaa I can handle because she's like, I believe in everything, but you shitting on astrology and then being
Pallavi's
like,
really disappointed in me.
You know what? That is pretty surprising. Like I wouldn't.
That I believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I
what
wouldn't guess.
other
I love
things do you know isn't scientific that you believe in?
Shoes.
No, but that's like comfort.
Yeah.
But what beliefs do you have that you know?
So the ghost thing, I definitely I have full on conversations with my dead grandparents in my dreams. So I believe in ghosts because of that.
Can we go into the nature of reality for a second?
Oh yeah, just a tad bit.
Yeah.
Just I think in this time space reality.
Don't use science shit with me.
But that's I think in this time space reality, this is just where we're focused. This is where our particular consciousness is focused. And the three of us are here right now. And I think every single possibility of everything exists. And it's all, and my idea of consciousness, of a source is we're all a part of it. We're just, see, you're gonna start bleeding out of your nose.
I might.
You're gonna
that is one of the many possibilities of what might happen.
The best analogy I can come up with is think of every single individual consciousness as a point in I don't, God, it's so,
You're thinking
it's
like
so abstract.
You're thinking like multiverse, like everything is possible, multiple timelines are possible.
Yeah, and if we're all the
worlds are possible.
same, we experience everything. It's just right now, this is the focus. And time is an illusion. It's all just, this is just our experience of it. There's no time.
Okay,
we're also recovering from 420, so I don't know how much.
I'm always recovering from 420.
You are, yeah, that's true.
You say that, but also complain about feeling old and shit. So there's like a thing of
joking,
like
though.
Time as a concept, or like there's like the like physics version of like space time and the possibilities with that, and there's like reality that we're dealing with today.
So anything in time space is not permanent. So yeah, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
So, but
hey, okay, so we all decided we're all gonna die.
Yeah,
we all are gonna die.
But then Zahra will talk to the ghosts.
Maybe. I also just saw Coco on the plane last weekend.
Oh, that's
and
sweet.
so maybe I'm
Okay.
starting to believe in like
I'm putting it all together.
Okay. The other thing I do believe in, which may not be scientifically proven as true, is karma.
I don't.
You don't believe in karma?
No, because then why do innocent babies die?
Because maybe they were Nazis in a past life.
Maybe.
I don't believe in
I
that
don't
shit
know.
for sure.
No, but
I don't know.
Oh, you're happy those babies died? This dude's nodding.
You are dope,
He's
man.
like, yeah, fuck those babies.
We gotta talk. We're vibing.
I don't know. You never know. You have no idea.
I'm saying, yeah.
I definitely am not for innocent babies dying, but I'm also like, if my ex-boyfriend, like 7 X's ago, like when I was working, I posted this the other day, when I was working at Goldman Sachs, he had a huge problem with me making more money. And he was like, no matter how much more money you make than me, you're never going to be better than me because you're a female. Fast forward 12 years later, he's got 2 baby daughters. So like who, you know, like that's.
I think that was around, this whole conversation was for Zahra to get back at her ex.
No,
I'm kidding. No,
everything I do is for revenge. Okay, no, but
right? No, spite seriously motivates.
Yeah, seriously. But like here, that's karma.
I don't think that is. I think
It's
that's
just a
one
sheer coincidence.
One anecdotal evidence because you said it was 7 X's ago. So what happened to those other 7 X's?
Something bad happened to all of them, actually.
Something bad happens to everybody.
This is true, but I take it as karma.
So I don't look at like I feel emotions and like connect with people and stuff. We were talking about
emotions.
me.
All right, robot.
I know they call me a robot, but I feel emotions and connect with people and stuff in an anecdotal way, like in the moment, in like through stories and stuff. And I do have opinions that are ill-formed because of anecdotal evidence, but I don't think that's like the general trend of things. I think like a lot of bad shit happens for no reason, and our motivation for like being here, for like good people and we care about other people and we have empathy, is to try to make sure that doesn't happen and try to improve people's lives as much as we can while we're here.
And I appreciate that, but I think reality is subjective. And what's good and what's bad, you know?
Oh, that's true. That's like what people think. People who are
Fizz the
religious think that
human-
they're saving someone.
Fizz the human would hate to see a baby die, but maybe from. I mean, I'd always hate to see a baby die, but this is a horrible example. Let's.
Zahra believes in ghosts. Fizza wants babies dead.
No, I
and
don't.
I
But
hate everyone in this reality.
From a higher, like from a wider perspective, a broader perspective.
You're the greater good, the utilitarianism.
Well, no, not necessarily, but an assignment of good and bad is subjective.
That I think is true. That's why like a lot of people who think that they have good intentions tend to do bad things.
But Fizz the human would feel sad if a baby died. But from a broader perspective, it is what it is. It is something that happened.
Can we change your stage name to Fizza the Human? FTH.
I shift focus sometimes.
I understand what you're saying, and I do think that perception of truth and reality is can be skewed. But I also think that I also very strongly believe in like the scientific method, and I think that there are ways to like prove things and disprove things, and you just like adjust and continue as you
Well, I
can.
think the scientific method is a great tool for understanding our reality.
I'm with Fizza on this one.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it is.
It's a collection. It's a collection of facts based on evidence.
Yeah.
Collected evidence.
Yes.
But I still believe in miracles and ghosts and karma.
I don't. Okay,
But
here's
not
the thing.
rocks and not space.
I don't
Rocks
wanna-
are things. I believe in rocks and space.
I like people that believe in different shit because I think it's important to like expand. But I draw the line when it hurts people. That's like that's where I draw the line.
I like to sort of live by the whole live and let live type of thing. If it's not hurting anyone, it's not hurting me.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
like,
my business.
But this is like a thing that bothers me with like Christian scientists or whatever. First of all, don't appropriate our culture. You can't.
There's Christian scientists.
It's a religion, and they use science in their name, like Scientology does, to like pretend like they're smart, but they're total bullshit. And they don't treat people with medicine.
That's an
like
oxymoron.
I know. They're appropriating our culture as scientists, and I won't stand for it. But they don't treat their own children are dying because of their religion, and that like breaks my heart. Like they don't treat their kids who have like cancer, and I think this is Christian. What if I'm totally wrong? But like there are religions that like don't treat their children with like scientific discoveries that are readily available to them and that they can afford because of their religion. And I'm like, this is a kid who did not choose this family to be in, and they're like suffering the consequences of their parents' faith. That bothers me. Or like the anti-vaxxer movement, when like people don't really know the science behind it and they don't understand. Like, that's the other thing. They're like willing to let lots of people die rather than if they actually believe it gives people autism, then have some people have autism. Like, it doesn't make a lot of that doesn't make sense. So I'm like, whatever, believe in whatever you want to believe. If it gives you comfort, if it gives you happiness, I don't care, as long as it doesn't like hurt.
Just don't hurt anyone.
But I think a lot of policies are informed by people's beliefs, and that hurts people.
Do you think there's value in every experience, though?
I do think that a lot of my negative experiences have changed my character and made me be stronger, or like I've learned from it. And so I don't think that I kind of am contradictory about this. I'm just like, oh, like it didn't have to happen. Like these tragedies in my life didn't have to happen. But then simultaneously, like I don't know who I would be if they didn't. And I kind of like who I am now.
And I mean, do you think I always say that fertilizer is made out of shit. So do you think these were like anything that's tough is like a catalyst for huge personal growth?
I don't know, because it's kind of like a make or break. Like for some people, it doesn't help. And it's just tragedy and it's just suffering. And they don't turn that suffering into bettering themselves. And for some people, it is a catalyst. And I also like, I don't want to think that tragedy has to happen for people to be better. You know what I mean? Because then
that's why I said catalyst, because it is sort of a quicker way to push people. It lights a fire under their ass.
Sometimes it doesn't.
I've been most motivated, I think, in the past by being upset by something.
I've had tragedy serve as an artificial catalyst where I was just experiencing a bunch of things because I felt like I was forced to experience them before I die, and I never really enjoyed any of them. And it did change who I am. It like guided who I am today, but it's not. But I don't want to be like, oh, like my friend had to die for me to be a better person. Like that sounds like awful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, it's a sad thing.
Yeah.
You know, like as a human, it's a sad thing.
This is like that argument of like, do comedians need to, or like comedians like depressed or go through tragedy or have to be troubled or whatever. And there are plenty of comedians that are like, I'm happy and funny.
I'm funnier when I'm happy.
Yeah. So it's like,
it's different for everyone, right? Like
I need those tragedies though, because they make the jokes. But like
true.
Once I get over them and I can own it, I'm funnier when I'm happier.
Yeah. They say it's like a widely known saying, comedy is tragedy plus time. And I think a lot of us pull our best material out of, tragic things that happen to us. I definitely have some punchlines that came out of tragic things that happened to me. But I think also everyone has a certain tolerance level for pain and tragedies, right? And that's what we were talking about just 2 minutes ago, where, some people, there are some tragedies that you can overcome and become stronger, and they're the catalyst to motivate you to be better. But then there's certain things that happen that you never overcome,
or like not necessary.
Yeah,
or like,
exactly.
Or too much, or like, are not unfair.
Exactly. Not everything can fuel motivation or art. Some things are just shitty things that happen.
Well, do you think it's a matter of perspective though? Like, because some people believe that you can be happy no matter what if you can find the silver lining.
I think some of those people just aren't in touch with reality.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Like that's sort of how I try to live my life. But I don't know that I'm
experience a range of emotions though. You're not like silver lining everything. Like I've seen you like question things and like not be afraid to feel negative feelings. And I think that's like healthier than just being like, this is great that this terrible thing happened. Moving on.
That's a great quality about Fizaa. Like when you're feeling your feelings, she's like, no, feel your feelings. Where I'm like, no, you're not allowed to feel shitty.
Yeah, I mean,
like, feel shitty if you want to feel shitty.
I mean, that's the thing is if you don't feel your feelings, that shit's gonna stay in you and it's gonna come out either as rage, eczema. I don't fucking know.
Eczema.
For me, it's eczema. I've been stressed as shit and like my hands are just peeling.
And don't you wish it came out as rage instead of dealing with skin issues?
Yeah, no, that was last decade.
That got like real strange towards the end. I loved it.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
This was dope.
But stay tuned for more.
Yeah, we're going to have a bunch more episodes coming out. So we're Facial Recognition Comedy on Facebook. So www.facebook.com/facial recognition comedy. On Twitter, we're Facial Rec Comedy, like RECCOMEDY.
Are we?
And then on Instagram, we're at Facial Recognition Comedy. And all of my handles are Pallavi Gunalan. So my website is PALLAVIGUNALAN.com, and that's me on Twitter and Instagram. Zahra,
Oh, yeah. My socials are just Zahra Ali Live. Zahra is ZAHRA. If you need to know how to spell Ali in live, maybe you shouldn't be listening to this podcast. I don't know.
Tell them there's an H in the Zahra.
There's an H in the Zahra, Zahra. Don't ask me why my parents wanted to spell it phonetically because they didn't believe in you people. That's it.
And then Fizaa.
And yeah, I double checked. Our Twitter is facial rec comedy.
Yeah.
Everything else is facial recognition comedy. I'm Fizaa. I'm on the internet as Fizaa Dosani. I will spell that because I understand how it could be confusing to people who have never heard my name. Fizaa is one Z and two A's, Fizaa, Dosani, Dosani. And that's me on all platforms. And I understand that it sounds like a carbonated beverage. Fizaa Dosani. I should just
You should
have a
really
drink.
have a drink. I don't know why you haven't already.
You should.
Once Fizaa gets the investment going, she's gonna have her own drink. What you should have a shoe line, Zahra. And I should just do
Zahra already took that from me.
Oh,
Zahra,
shut
the
up.
clothing company.
Whatever.
Sells shoes.
You can have Zahra Ali live shoes. Just be very specific.
Cool.
And I'll have a series of judging YouTube videos or something. Just like haterade. I'll have haterade.
Yeah.
How about that?
Cool.
All right. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.